Algebra 1 students, welcome to your 2.6 notes, ratios, rates, and conversions. Today we're going to look at ways that we can convert from one unit to another. So we're going to multiply original units by a ratio of two equivalent measures in different units. Now I will tell you from the get-go, you will have a little cheat sheet that will show you several of the conversions. For purposes of our notes today, I will just simply list those as they come. Okay, now some of them you should know, like this says 8 days converted into hours, convert the given amount to the given unit. So I hope that we all know that there are 24 hours per day, so I'm going to do 8 days times 24 hours per 1 day. And if you really wanted to, you could put this 8 days over 1. And essentially all we'd have left here is 8 times 24. And you'll notice that I am using a calculator. You are welcome to do so as well. We are in a new era. And so here we go. 192 hours is the equivalent to 8 days. Let's take a look at number 2, changing 258 feet into yards. So I'm going to do 258 feet times, now we know that there are 3 yards per 1 foot. And again, I know some of you like putting the 1 here just so it reminds you that really what we're doing here is 258 times 3, which would be 774 feet. All right, the next one, number 3, I want you to do on your own, dollars into cents. So pause the video and check your answer. All right, you can see my numbers here. 9,000 cents is equivalent to $90. All right, so let's take a look at some more conversions. The first one here you can see is number 4. It says 5 feet 11 inches into inches. The one thing you do need to know is, of course, that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. We need to know that up front. So I need to figure out, well, 5 feet 11 inches. Well, 5 feet, we know there are 12 inches per 1 foot. And the nice thing about labeling things like this is you'll note that the feet cancel. Again, some of you may like this over 1. And all we're left with is 5 times 12, which is just 60. Now, don't forget, though, that that's only representing 5 feet. We really need to add the 11 inches in as well. So what we've got is 71 inches. Okay, number 5, a little more complex conversion. 45 miles per hour. We're changing that into feet per second. So I'm going to work over here. We're going to do 45. We've got miles per hour. Now, in order to change miles per hour into feet per second, I need to do 2 separate conversions. First of all, I need to know that there are 5,280 feet per 1 mile. And that conversion right there will get me into feet. Miles will be gone. But this also says per second, not per hour. Now, we know that there are 60, or let me do this the other way, there's 60 minutes per hour. So I'm going to do hours up here and 60 minutes down here. Now, why did I put minutes, the 60 minutes in the denominator? I need hours to cancel, and I want it to be eventually I need it to be per second even. So I need one more step. I need to change minutes into second. Well, we know into seconds. We know there 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. And that gets rid of minutes. Now you can see the labels that would be left would be feet and seconds, and that's it. If you're like me, you're probably going to want to use a calculator to do the rest of this problem. So I'm going to do 45 times 5,280, and then I'm going to divide by 60 2 times. Now Some of you may know of 60 times 60, that's 3,600. So we could have just done divided by 3,600 in one step. And I've got my answer. It's 66, and that means we're at 66 feet per second. All right, number 6 is an on your own. It's and from quarts per minute to gallons per second. Now, there's something you need to know before you can do this. This is something that you'll see on that cheat sheet that you'll have available to you, and that is that 4 quarts is equivalent to 1 gallon. Okay, so again, pause the video. When you finish this problem, compare your work to mine. All right, welcome back. I've done everything but write down my final answer for this one. So I know that 4 quarts are equivalent to 1 gallon. In order to convert this to gallons per second, I first need to change quarts to gallons, and I could do that with the conversion you see here. That cancels out quarts, leaves me with just simply gallons, 1 gallon per 4 quarts. Next, I also need to change minutes into seconds, and we've accomplished that by doing 1 minute over 60 seconds. Those are the same, so we can multiply it. And I've done the calculator work over here, but 1,950 quarts per minute is about a little over 8 gallons per second. 8 1/8 if you're keeping score at home. All right, different type of questions. Which measurement is greater, 30 centimeters or 9 inches? Again, we have to use our little cheat sheet, and what I know is that 1 inch is approximately equal to 2.52 centimeters. So to figure out which is longer, I'm going to choose one of them to convert the other way. To me, it makes sense to do 9 inches times 2.52 centimeters per 1 inch. And I can cancel out the labels, and we'll do a little calculator work now to figure out what we'd come up with. So 9 times 2.52, and you can see it's about 22.68. So then the question is, which is larger, 30 centimeters or 22.68 centimeters? And obviously 30 centimeters is larger. Okay, let's do the same type question, number 8. This time the conversion that you need to know, quarts into liters. 1 liter is approximately equal to 1.05666 quarts. All right, so see if you can figure out which one is larger. All right, now you can see the results of my work on number 8. I knew that 1 liter was a little more than 1 quart, so that information alone was enough to tell me that 5 liters would be more than 5 quarts, but I went ahead and did the change from liters to quarts by multiplying by 1.05666 and found that it was about 5.28 quarts. So 5 liters was the larger volume. All right, one last problem. Max is training to run a marathon. His second week of training, he ran 15 kilometers in 4 hours. How fast was Max running in feet per minute? So he ran 15 kilometers in 4 hours. We need to convert from kilometers to feet, and also from hours to minutes. Now, things you need to know. 1 kilometer is about 3,280.84 feet. And again, this is coming from the cheat sheet that I'll give you. You don't have to memorize this number. Just know how to look it up off the sheet. So 1 kilometer is about 3,280 feet. Hours, we can convert that. So let's do this. Let's do the feet So 3,280.84 feet per kilometer. Or, yes, that's correct, per 1 kilometer. And we also need to change hours into minutes. So 1 hour, as we know, is 60 minutes. Now when you just look at labels here, you can see hours will cancel, kilometers cancel. All that we're left with are feet per minute. Now, some of you may be able to do that math in your head. As for me, I'm going to go ahead and use the calculator to help me out. So I'm going to do 15 times 3280, and I will divide that number by 4, and I'll also divide that number by 60. Now you can do all that in one step with if you use proper groupings and consider the order of operations, etc., but it's just as easy to go ahead and punch it in separate steps. So it's about 205. I'm going to go 0.1, so even though it's 0.0525. So we would say it's about 205.1 feet per minute. Alright students, that wraps up our learning on conversions rates. Again, you'll have that cheat sheet available as we go through this. You guys have a great day.